What is going on, guys? It is your boy TKD1D here, back again with, of course, Road to Part 2, the weekly podcast series that we talk about Last of Us and Last of Us Part 2 news, theories, info, etc. We're going to take a little break from the theories, okay? We're going to let them just stock up a little bit. Maybe we will go, explore them at a later podcast. But, of course, with me, I have my luxurious co-host, the very handsome Starks.
The Starks.
Sorry,
I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
It's all good. It's all good.
How's it
you
going?
out here snapping the fingers. Like, I just saw Endgame recently again for the third time. It still hits. It still hits. I will tell you though, before we get into Last of Us stuff, if I may, go on a little tangent about Endgame, right? The beginning half of Endgame, right? While good, of course, while servicing the story, servicing the threads that it's about to, talk about, or begin to grow, one might say, it is kind of slow, I'll tell you.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of a slow burn, to be honest.
I feel like overall Infinity War as a movie is like damn perfect, low key.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Endgame obviously still great. But we're not talking about Avengers. We are talking about, of course, Last of Us Part 2. And I told you before we started, I wanted to save something in my old back pocket. You know what I'm saying? Can you perhaps imagine a pocket, right?
Yeah.
I'm about to pull some now, okay? I don't think you're aware of what I'm about to tell you, right? But what if I told you? What if I told you that Last of Us Part 2 brand new gameplay has been shown?
No.
At the Gamescom. No, I'm sorry, not the game. Excuse me, the Gamestop Managers Show. If you guys are not aware, right? Gamestop, they do a own specific conference and they debut a lot of stuff about games that are coming up, right? So that way, managers in GameStops can be well informed and be able to talk about games that are coming up. That they will be selling at their storefront, right? But they showed Part 2.
No way.
And on top of that, Troy Baker showed up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
You guys.
I wonder if EB Games does the same thing, because I know when I used to work for them, I did like a co-op placement from school, so I wasn't paid or anything, but it was a great experience. They would tell me that they do like conferences like once or twice a year, similar to what you just said. So I'm curious. Anyways, I'm curious to know if they had, The Last was shown for them as well, but
I don't know.
Probably not.
I'm following.
That's cool. Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
no, because I'm following a guy on Twitter that is there right now, and the only thing. Okay, so here is his direct tweet. I'll have it here on screen. I have a bunch of screen caps of these tweets, whatever. He says, yes, can't say more than that. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me preface. JTech TV, friend of the show, friend of the channel, asked if he saw new gameplay because he just posted a picture of Last of Us Part 2 Gamestop Managers Show at the conference. And then JTech TV asked him, yo, did you see new gameplay? And he says, yes, cannot say more than that. Very cool looking. And he says it's going to be epic. And then, interesting enough, someone asked him any idea when they'll show it to the public. And he says soon. And I'm like, bro,
Outbreak Day.
It's going to be Outbreak Day. Dude, Outbreak Day is going to be fucking crazy, if I may. But, so, here is my thing, right? All we know, as people, I'm pretty sure, you were not at the GameStop Manager Show, right? I assume, obviously.
Well,
so
I was there in spirit. I wasn't there in body.
You gotta love it. But taking into account that, it seems like they also announced new people that are going to be in Last of Us Part 2 as well. So we have
like Logic.
Yeah,
probably.
Logic's in there, but they announced Shannon Woodward and Arn Mayer. I don't know if they're actually in the game or maybe they're developers, but all I see is Troy Baker.
Arnie Mayer.
Yeah. I see.
No, well, actually, he might be, because I was told that Boone Cooter or Carter, I don't know, he follows me on Twitter. He's a lighting artist, dev. And apparently he did some mocapping for The Last of Us as well. And Arnie Meyer, he's the communications guy, director of communications at Naughty Dog. He's the one with like the long hair who posts freaking bread photos on Instagram. Anyways,
He has a man
so
bun, right? And he has a long beard, it looks like.
yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Got it.
So that'd be interesting if he's in the game.
Well, I mean, I only said that because all I see right now is a picture I'm looking at right now on Twitter of Troy Baker standing on stage, and at the screen behind him, it's Troy Baker, and then it's Shannon Woodward and Arn Mayer. I do not know the context of why their images are here on screen. To be fair,
You need. Have you retweeted it? I'm gonna look at Twitter.
yeah. Here, let me retweet it right now. It might be on the PS source.
Oh yeah, no
actually.
worries. I follow you both, I think.
Yeah, okay. I just retweeted so you can look for context. But yeah. So I don't know if they just announced that they will also be in the game or something like that, but yeah. So that is breaking right now right before we started recording. And my thought process is that, listen, right? Here's what I think they saw, right? And I'm very, very cautious about this. As you know, I have said many a time on this show and many a time on the record saying that I do not want to see Joel before we get the game. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see him. But the fact that Troy Baker came on stage leads me to believe that they saw Joel. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah.
Oh man, we're gonna see Joel. I mean, I'm hyped, but it's like, damn, I don't want to see him. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, I just want to you know, I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I agree.
But what do you think was shown?
Well, what I think that they might have shown at the conference, is I don't know. Just new gameplay.
I just feel like it has something to do with Troy Baker, right? I mean, I don't, Joel obviously, right? But we did get some new stuff regarding this whole thing, and so this comes to us from Reset Era. I will link this in the description as well. Make sure to go check out that. But we got some interesting developments here. So we got some more tweets from different people that were actually at the show, and I'm just gonna kind of just read what was said, okay? And this is again all linked in the description. So we have, of course, them being at the Gamescom conference, like I said before, and then someone asked our boy, give us some news, and he says, all I can say is gameplay was about stealth and how you can use clickers to your advantage. Very short but general vertical slice of gameplay. And then someone asked if there's a visual fidelity similar to last year's E3 demo, or is it upgraded? And then he responded, hard to tell, took place in dark environments, only fire and flashing lights lit the environment. Will look great in HDR for sure. So this is why I wanted to bring this up, because what other demo did we see take place in the dark? Well, technically both of them were, technically, if we're being honest with ourselves. But like the way he specifically said fire, it seemed like what they saw was from a similar background as the Paris Games Week trailer. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Like, that's instantly what I thought of. But being able to use clickers to your advantage.
So I think this is something that was slightly subtle in part one. Because obviously, like, there was a moment in the game where you play as Ellie, and I'm pretty sure I don't know how it works. I think you can either encounter by killing the men on the floor, or have the men and like, not men, by men I mean like the enemies, like the human enemies,
right,
fight off the clickers. But it wasn't as, I guess, detailed and very realistic, because I think it's like scripted, where if you wait a couple of seconds, I think, or no, I think you can throw like a brick to distract. Either way, what I'm trying to say is, like, this was slightly in part one, but not as I guess frequent or possibly detailed as it might be in part two.
Right.
So it's cool to see how they're exploring the idea of distractions and using clickers to your advantage, something that I think Days Gone did pretty well.
That's what I was about to bring up, actually.
Yeah,
like, funny said that. Yeah, because I know
two good minds think alike.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, dang, he really said Days Gone for real. Well, in Days Gone, what you can famously do is, obviously, there are massive hordes in Days Gone. There are not massive hordes in Last of Us. That's not the style of Infected. But in Days Gone, you could garner a lot of freakers, bring them into kind of a crowd, you know what I'm saying, and then run through a enemy encampment, hide, and then the infected would take out the people for you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so that
it's gonna be a similar concept, no doubt.
Yeah. I mean, like maybe it could be you know, like you said, like someone throws a brick or some sort of bottle, and then if it's near enemies, the freaker will just the infected will just go towards that sound, you know, and just kill whatever's there. So that could definitely be a thing that happens. But so we you know, before we went into this whole new details about this, do you really think we're gonna see this during Outbreak Day? Because our boy did say that. Yeah, because our boy did say that we would see it soon. But
yeah, so a lot of people, based off of the reaction, have stated that we're probably going to see, like, people seem to be suggesting that we're going to see this same demo, which was short and dark, short and sweet, for Outbreak Day. And I think that fits the setting of Outbreak Day, because normally we get like various snippets, very sneak peeks of things for part 2. However, I don't want something short and dark and sweet. I want something long, detailed, and to show us something about the game. The only reason why I don't think we are going to get something like that is because I don't think what Sony wants to do is do like a flushing effect where you show off a bunch of stuff. Like let's be real here. Death Stranding, another great PlayStation exclusive game that's bound to come out eventually, is targeted to come out this November, right?
Right.
And so they don't want to show a bunch of stuff for November time. And or for Death Stranding, or sorry, for essentially they don't want to flesh out the content. They don't want to flesh out the hype for Death Stranding. They don't want to be like, okay, we're gonna show you like, I don't know, this 5-minute trailer, let's say, for part 2, probably less, but nonetheless, they don't want to show a bunch of stuff and market the game as if it's gonna come out soon, when Death Stranding, a big, highly anticipated PlayStation exclusive game, hasn't come out yet, because they want people to be invested in Death Stranding than The Last of Us. So I think PlayStation Experience, no doubt, is the time we're going to get not only PlayStation 5 reveal, but The Last of Us Part 2 with a story trailer, multiplayer trailer, and some very great details. But I do think that what was shown at this conference, this EB game, or it's not EB Games, my bad. This Gamestop Management Conference.
Yeah.
I think it's probably like a minute, maybe 2 minutes long, not long at all. We're gonna get that on Outbreak Day. I bet. Yeah.
I like
just to drive a little bit of hype.
Yeah, I like the prospect of them showing it at PSX. That would again bring a similar type of reflective memory to when they first showed Part 2, which was at PSX. You know what I'm saying? At first announced it. But also, I definitely feel you on that. How you know, definitely the guys at marketing would not want to have them release some 20-minute deep dive on Part 2, you know, before Death Stranding comes out. You know what I'm saying? Because they have to push that game as well. So I'm pretty much lined up with you on that. So very, very interesting stuff there. But so here's the funny thing, Starks. Wow, my God, Starks. Here's the difficult
That's
thing,
right. Christian's cool. I like.
Absolutely. Christian. As you know, I have a Mac, right? Did you know that? I have a Mac, right? And they have a little thing called the Magic Mouse, right? So I just got informed via my Mac that my Magic Mouse did indeed run out of battery. So right now it is charging, but I do not have access to control my Mac right now. So that being said, I'm going to allow you to choose the path you would like to go on, sir. Would you like to cover that article that we saw today on Twitter? Would you like to go over the characters of Last of Us Part 2? Truly,
I want to go over the heat topic, the one that we discussed earlier before the recording, which is the one who sent the one that I retweeted. So we're not going to cover the characters. Want to cover that next week, or do you still want to cover it here?
Let's just say the characters for
By the way,
another day.
You know Shannon Woodward plays Dina, right?
Wait, what?
Yeah, because you mentioned earlier about the new gameplay stuff. You're like, oh, Shannon Woodward, but you seem like you didn't know who that was. She plays
She
Dina,
doesn't play Dina.
doesn't she?
No.
No, she does. No, she does.
Nah, I'm
Dude, she does. Look at the character stuff. She does.
Stop.
The reason why she
Cut
doesn't
it
look like
out.
her is because they use another person to look like Dina. Her name's like Cassandra or something like that, Casadina or some weird name like that.
No.
Yeah, Shannon, dude.
I'm hold on, doing an IMDb. Fuck, she is in part 2. Oh my gosh, she's Dina's voice. Do you know what this fucking means?
What?
Wait, okay, Arn Mayer. Who is he playing?
Arnie Mayer, dude. He's a directors of communication.
Okay,
you don't know him? He marketed Uncharted 4's multiplayer. He was in like the press thing and said, yeah, and Uncharted 4 will indeed have microtransactions. I remember that.
Okay. Okay, but you know what? Okay, then this whole entire episode is going to be now, what is the correlation? What is the correlation between Troy Baker, Shannon Woodward, and randomly the director of communications for Naughty Dog? Why are they on the exact same screen at this conference?
Okay, listen to this.
Someone needs to tell me this.
Well, I was thinking maybe Arnie Meyer plays Dina's father.
Well, okay. Do we know he's playing a character in part 2?
No, that's the thing. We don't. Wait.
Or is this confirmation that he is?
I mean, like, I don't know if did we get this in the recording, but I did mention how there's been a couple of like devs, like the people who work at Naughty Dog, who apparently have been doing mocasts for the game, such as the lighting artist Boone Cooter or Carter. Pardon, I butcher his name all the time. And now apparently Arnie Meyer. But Arnie Meyer, like I said, is the directors of communication. So maybe he was just there promoting the game. I really have no idea.
No. But why would he be on the same screen?
Yeah, that's the confusing part. Right?
I'm trying to figure out the context to Troy Baker holding out his hands like he's Jesus Christ and showing the 3 picture. So then, oh my God.
Like Jesus Christ.
I totally forgot, dude. I totally blew over my head that Shannon was the voice of Dina. Do you know what this means? Do you know what this means, my boy? That means that we are getting a scene. Well, I mean, I guess that's not completely out of the ordinary or like completely that groundbreaking that we would get a scene with Dina and Troy Baker. Because of course,
Joel,
we have to assume that Joel is at Tommy's cabin, not cabin, but Tommy's dam, his whole development, as well as of course we know that Dina is there. As we saw her, in the Paris Games Week trailer, you know what I'm saying? No, not the Paris, the E3 2018 trailer. So we know that.
Okay.
But what is Arn doing here? What is this?
I mean, yeah,
a
part of me wants to be like Arnie might be Dina's father, and just to contrast there, I guess. I don't know, because I have no idea why. Like,
I mean, I was unaware that they had Naughty Dog staff fulfilling some talent within the story and being some characters in the game.
Exactly,
I wasn't aware of that. So if that's led to believe, then that must mean that we have to apply that same logic to Arn here, being the director of communications. Perhaps he is just playing someone in this game, and then the real question is who. Exactly. Very interesting stuff. Damn, that really threw me for a loop. Wow. This dude,
it's exciting.
No, I mean this has to mean that they were all in the trailer or in the gameplay that was shown at this GameStop conference, right?
I'd imagine, right? Yeah, exactly.
Why else would he? Definitely it centered around these people. I want to look into Arn. This Arn character, but perhaps we should go into our other topic as I brutally went off.
I'm curious now, honestly,
dude. Are we about to because listen, I will dig this whole episode if I have to. I want to know Arn Mayer's role in this.
Arnie.
Is it? There's no I. Is it really Arnie?
No. Isn't it Arnie? Like people. I mean, Arnie. Who cares? Arnie tomato. Ubisoft. What was the other thing? Seraphites.
I really just don't know how to read, quite frankly.
But it is. I think it's Arnie because there's an E in his last. Anyways, it
But
doesn't matter.
there's not an
Arn,
I.
you can roll with Arn, man.
I don't know. You know what? Let me see this. You know what? We're gonna take a little interstitial break here. I'm gonna find out what is going on here because I have to know. Let's see. Arn. I keep saying Arn. Arnie Meyer. Ooh. Okay. So Arnie Meyer did play himself in Uncharted 4 2016. What in the fuck?
I was gonna say maybe Vargas, but I don't think that's true. I think
Wait.
Robin Atkin Downs played him.
Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, Video Game Nation, Season 4. Oh, okay. So this is different. Okay, never mind. Okay, no. This isn't saying anything. Okay, no, never mind. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna keep digging this week. I'll get to the bottom of the Arnie Meyer situation, the Arnie Meyer dilemma. What's his real name? How do you pronounce his name? How do you spell his name? You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll figure it out. I will figure it out. But with that being said, let's move on to the other topic that you had in mind involving, I believe, the planned schedule for part 2 and where it's positioning to PS5, perhaps? Is that what?
Okay, so yeah, so as part of me, I was reading something. So how it goes is rumor: The Last of Us Part 2. Wait, The Last of Us Part 2 to play. My apologies, the grammar here. TLU 2 is to play a fundamental role in PlayStation 5 reveal. New details leaked. So I guess I'll read the article. It's not too long, but
that's fine. Yeah, and of course it'll be linked in the description. Of course, if you want to read it for yourself.
So, Naughty Dog has generally remained tight-lipped regarding Part 2, although new information appears to have emerged. According to a recent Reddit post, the upcoming sequel will play a fundamental role within the upcoming PlayStation 5 reveal. Suffice to say, there's no way to confirm this information, although some of the details seem rather plausible. Reddit usually isn't the most reliable of sources. Previous rumors indicate that a PlayStation meeting event is scheduled for February 12th of 2020, which will supposedly entail new details about the highly anticipated PlayStation 5 console. The Last of Us Part 2 is also reportedly touted to launch in February 2020, making this rumors seem somewhat plausible. Main gun during the PlayStation 5 reveal featuring unbelievable graphics. I'm not going to read that, but somebody said, and I quote, Sony will be using The Last of Us Part 2 to show the world the features PlayStation 5 has to offer, which is exactly what I said, which is why I don't think this article is fake by any means. But anyways, in particular, it appears as though the game will showcase the console's unbelievable graphics. The Last of Us Part 2 will demonstrate phenomenal and stunning visuals while exploring both dynamic lighting and graphics never seen before. This all comes courtesy of Naughty Dog's new engine, reportedly slated to display what's on the horizon with Sony's next-gen consoles. Do you want me to read the rest? It's just a couple more paragraphs.
Sure. Yeah, why not?
All right, so in comparison to Uncharted The Lost Legacy, facial expressions and polygons in The Last of Us Part 2 reportedly reached out 4 times more. Considering that Lost Legacy had impressive visuals, which is true, for its generation, perhaps we should get our hopes up. This is, of course, depending on the legitimacy of recent leaks. These aren't the only changes on the horizon, however. Transitions between cutscenes appear to have also received some integral improvements since the original Last of Us. Somebody quoted, "It's like you're still on a cutscene when it's actual gameplay," describes one Reddit user. Developers Naughty Dog have also been working extremely hard on the protagonist, Ellie. New gameplay mechanics have been implemented, I guess, in a bid to make... Implemented? Yeah, right?
Implemented?
No, it's not implemented. It's impleted? Yeah, impleted. I guess they meant implemented, but perhaps. It's IMPLETED. Anyways, let's say implemented in a bid to make players feel the tension, the need to survive, are like no other. Although it seems as if The Last of Us Part 2 will be available on the PlayStation 5, Naughty Dog has reaffirmed multiple times that it's also coming for the PlayStation 4. It's important to note that some of the rumored details are far from confirmed, although they are recently enough to get excited about.
Right,
which is the ending of the article. Now, I have a question for you. Do you think this is fake or real?
I think this is real.
Or sorry, do you think the leak or this little leak has some weight to it? Because I sure do.
I think it has weight to it because I can easily see them using part 2 as a way to show the capabilities of the PS5, right? In a similar vein that like they would use a racing game like Gran Turismo or Need for Speed or Forza to show the graphic fidelity of a game on the new hardware. Typically they roll out the racing game to be able to show that graphical fidelity, you know what I'm saying? And I bet they're going to even still do that. But I feel like their main focus on like showing off a new racing game, whether it be like a new GT or a new Need for Speed, like I said before, they would definitely, I feel like they would definitely emphasize like ray tracing in that way, because then you get the reflections of the car up against the world, right? And so like that would be, a very, very compelling thing to show. But I feel like, honestly, I don't know about you, but I feel like a lot of what we've seen about part 2, I'm not sure if that can even run on the PS4 that well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we've been seeing PS5 stuff for this whole time with Last of Us Part 2. You know what I'm saying? Especially with that gameplay demo. Probably, no, and again, let me preface. What's up? Go ahead.
No, you continue, and then I wanna share something.
Yeah. I mean, just like, let me preface. I'm not saying that Part 2 will run shitty on PS4 or PS4 Pro for that matter. What I'm saying is I feel like the version that we saw seems like it's PS5. You know what I'm saying? It seems like it's PS5, at least from my point of view. So I definitely see them using part 2 as a way to show out the PS5, and that'll go hand in hand because people are dying for part 2 news. We literally have a dedicated weekly podcast just because we want to talk about part 2. Because we don't have
And that's the thing. You're right. You're absolutely right. And I know this seems very not out of place, but far-fetched, I'd say. But what if part 2 was indeed not for PlayStation 4? And I know they've reaffirmed, and they've promised us that it's for PlayStation 4. However, I mean, they also said, and I know this is different. I always bring this up, and people always attack me, or not attack me, but they say, "Oh, no, that's different, right?" Like, but they've also mentioned, and I don't know about Sony and PlayStation executives and Sean Layden and all those people, but what if it was for PlayStation 5, just as the lie about not being able to play as Ellie in the first game? I know it seems very far-fetched, but like, you're right. I agree with you. Like, a lot of what we've seen from The Last of Us Part 2 is all top-notch quality, from the crisp gameplay to the seamlessness of it, to the graphical fidelity and performance, from the lighting and the dynamic textures, and you can feel like there was a part where it zooms on Ellie's face, and you can see just the moisture from all the sweat and all, and all the blood that she's, and all the people she's killed, and from all the running she's done, from all the water she got on her face from climbing underneath the car. It really looks like a very powerful game, and it begs the question: how many gigabytes is this freaking game, right? Like, and I know from our understanding, it's going to be a linear experience. Although I've made a couple videos in the past talking about how Naughty Dog might want to explore an open world setting. Do I think The Last of Us 2 will be open world? Probably not. Would I like it? Yeah, it would be interesting to see. But nonetheless, it's definitely going to be a powerful game, even more so than probably Uncharted: The Lost Legacy and Uncharted 4 combined. And maybe not. But I mean, just look at the comparison. Like this article suggested, it's crazy how Naughty Dog has managed to impress themselves once again with such a beautiful sounding game that just looks beautiful. You know what I mean? So yeah. I'm very intrigued to see how this game might have a role in the PlayStation 5 reveal. And to me, I just think, like this article said, they're just going to show off this game, but on a PlayStation 5 hardware, to show off its it's the difference between PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5.
Yeah, I mean, at its core, at its essence, basically all it's saying is that, hey, when they reveal PS5 and show examples of a game running in PS5, they're going to use part 2. And to me, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, it's like, yeah, like that most definitely checks out. Like I don't think that's completely outlandish or whatever, or this and the third. Like, to me, that that seems completely plausible, right? But I'm trying to think like, because it is a good strategy, right? Because we're all looking, literally all we have on Twitter today are just screenshots that new gameplay from part 2 got shown, and we're all losing our minds over it right now. Like, Twitter is on fire right now, you know, over this conference, and we haven't even seen the gameplay yet. So that goes to show you like the hunger, you know, that we are seeing with part 2
from the fans.
Absolutely, yeah. And so I think it'd be overall beneficial because like part 2 already makes a lot of buzz off of just pictures, you know what I'm saying? So to have that buzz associated also with PS5, not that that buzz wouldn't have been there without it, because clearly it would have. People love the PS4, people cannot wait for the PS5, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to think, like, is it I don't know, very interesting.
It's just all interesting, I gotta say.
and also to you know, speak on the fact of like, you know, as like someone that can, you know, view it, not can, but like I'm trying to view it from the point of view of like Sony, right? Like I don't know. I guess overall it's a good idea, cuz I'm trying to think of like it could somehow backfire on them, but I don't think that exists. I think it's just overall going to be just a good thing if they do show it during the PS5 reveal and stuff like that. So you mentioned that you think the PS5 is really going to be unveiled at PSX.
Totally. I don't think this is going to be a top. This is how I think it's going to shape up to be, because obviously we know Sony missed or skipped, let's say, E3 this year, right? And do I think Sony will do the same? Probably not. But they could very much do. And I think Sony as a company has aligned themselves with more of the Nintendo aspect, where they have like Nintendo Direct and all these pardon me. And with PlayStation Experience that happens every year, they already have that kind of PlayStation Direct with that. Plus they have their State of Play episodes, which is super disappointing, because I had a pretty good idea of them doing it once every 3 months, March, June, to keep up with E3, and then September and December with PlayStation Experience in the beginning. But anyways, I think Sony would miss an opportunity at PlayStation Experience this year to show off at least like, I'm sure they're going to show off at least even if it's just a sneak peek or just a little, maybe how it looks or something, or just because a lot of people already know about a lot of its hardware and what it's capable of. I guess not hardware, sorry, software, and what it's capable of. Or is it hardware or software?
For what? For like the game?
Like in terms of like its performance, the ray tracing aspects. What else? The hard drive stuff. Sorry, not hard drive, SSD. Those are hardware and softwares combined, right? Or more hardware. Yeah, I think it's more
for
hardware.
the SSD?
Like just in general, like its performance, how the console itself can perform with games and the UI, I guess.
Yeah,
like that would be hardware, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Okay, so
100%.
In that aspect, I think that Sony will definitely show something at PlayStation Experience this year for their up and coming PlayStation 5 console. I also don't want the console to come out this upcoming year. I think it's a little too early.
It is 100%.
Oh my gosh, really?
They said that actually. I'm pretty sure. On the Wire.com article. Yeah.
Wow.
Wait.
That's crazy. It's been 5 years.
Maybe they.
Wait, no, not 5 years. More than 5 years.
It's been the usual amount. It's been 2013. So it'll be 7 years.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Oh yeah, 7 years. Yeah, I don't know why I thought it was 5 years. I guess because I missed a year with the PlayStation 4. I got it a year after.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah. Like if you were to ask me last year, I felt like I just got my PS4. Granted, I did upgrade to a Pro last year. You know what I'm saying? Four.
Well, I did get a new PlayStation 4 this year as well. No, last year. I got a new PlayStation 4 last year.
Yeah.
As well. So
I got my Pro right before I got God of War. is when I got my PS4
okay.
Pro.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a launch day PS4, but this year, I don't know if it's because all the PS5 buzz or what, but I'm looking at my PS4 like, man, I've had you for a while, man. Like, I've had you for a while.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but very, very interesting stuff here, boys.
Very.
And also,
Indeed.
I would like to bring up one thing that ties back to the original, not the original, but the first topic we talked about. Of course, Last of Us Part 2 gameplay was shown at the GameStop Managers Expo, whatever they call it, the GameStop, whatever. And we have a tweet here by, well, first we had Nibelian on Twitter. I will have these, he just reiterated a new gameplay clip. A new gameplay clip of Last of Us Part 2 has been shown at the GameStop Managers Show. And then he puts in brackets, Outbreak Day is on September 26th, FWIW, which I forgot what that acronym stands for.
FIFW?
FWIW. I forgot what that.
Oh, shoot. I need a search.
Yeah, okay, so he says that. I think it's
for
like
your info? For your
something like that, right? But then we have Z Huge X, of course, Daniel Ahmad. He is a very, very good insider in the industry. I follow him and Nibel for a lot of things. And he tweeted this out under the tweet. He wrote the numbers 41750. I'm going to retweet it right now.
41750. Oh, retweet it. Yeah.
417.
Sorry, what's your Twitter again? TKD123?
At the KDS123. How dare you not know my Twitter?
KDS. What's
I swear.
sorry. All right. God. Oh, no, I found the wrong person. I found Kate Diaz. Anyways, Kate. Wait, what is it? K Diaz?
It's the K Diaz 123.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But I just retweeted it. But very, very interesting. You know what I'm saying? What could those numbers mean? Really?
The cost of the PlayStation 5.
This is the MSRP of the PS5. But
wait, somebody did
it's not a date. It can't be a date. There's no 20 in there.
No, I know, but there was one there was somebody that did something. The Hateful Eight, one of my favorite Quentin Tarantino movies, came out in 2015, right? And if you subtract or add some of the numbers or something like that, it equals 8, right? 2015, I think it's 2 minus or plus something or something like that, right? So it could be the same thing. 2 plus 2015. So 2 plus 0 equals 2, plus 1 equals 3, plus 5 equals 8, right? So it's the same idea. 4 plus 1.
Wow.
I don't know what this could mean though. Somebody did April 17, 2020. I don't know, but there's no 20 in there.
I'm gonna call this
September 26.
I'm gonna call this the investigative episode, where we just investigate everything. Who in the hell is Arnie Mayer? What does 41750 mean? There's a lot of different things, but seriously, because he's got to know what's going on. I don't know if he was at the expo or what, but I feel like he has to know something. I don't understand why you would put random numbers like that and they have no meaning. I'm
gonna calculate it right now. Tell me. So 4 plus 1.
41750.
41750.
Or maybe he's just messing with us. I mean, that could very well just be the case. Like, maybe he's trolling. But I gotta know. Morse code,
or not Morse code.
Does Morse code work with numbers?
I don't know.
I don't know either, to be honest with you. I don't even know, to be quite frank. But this has been a very interesting episode. I don't think we've ever done something like this before. Usually we're pretty organized, somewhat, to a degree. But
I'm sure the viewers don't mind.
I'm sure they don't mind. I'm sure.
I hope not.
Well, we have a lot of people nailing down September 26th. We have a lot of people doing that on Twitter. I'm just reading their tweet. We have a lot of people looking at September 26th. And I'll tell you, listen, I want to make sure this is very, very clear with you in the audience. I will not watch I will not watch the trailer for Last of Us Part 2 until we are together and recording our reactions. I'm being so dead serious. I'm not.
I give you my word as well.
Literally, the minute I see it on my feed, I'm going to turn off my phone and commence to go home. And I will hit you up on Discord, and we'll talk.
If that happens when I'm in school, I'm gonna leave class.
I'm
dead serious.
I'm actually not lying to you. I'm literally leaving class. I am. I promise you, I'm leaving class. But do you have anything else to say about the GameStop managers thing? This has been a very interesting episode. Did we
probably gonna make after this recording? I'm probably gonna make a video.
Absolutely.
About it. I was supposed to have this other video for part 2 edited and uploaded, but I'm just gonna skip that and do this one since it's more recent news.
Did we even say anything of substance really this episode?
Probably not, but that's okay.
I'm trying to think. I'm really trying to think.
I mean, I like to think that my quote unquote theory about Arnie Meyer being Dina's dad is nice. Some people are like, well, it wouldn't make any sense, just because he has black hair and long hair. That isn't. But I think there's some.
No, that could definitely be a dad.
Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about.
You can easily age the character model to look older. Exactly. It's not like for example, Troy Baker. To be fair, is what
Arnie doesn't look young.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If they want to make him look older because of whatever reason, I'm just saying, they can do that. For example, obviously we have Troy Baker. He's I think in his 40s, and Joel is in his mid 50s, something like that. I mean, probably, Joel looks significantly older than Troy Baker, so I mean, it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll see if this gameplay drops during Outbreak Day. I would love to see it. I can't wait to hear what they talk about you being able to utilize the infected in part 2 to your advantage. I want to see that stealth gameplay. I want to see factions. You know what I'm saying? I want to see a lot of things, but we will see it all hopefully on September 26th. And make sure also if there is a trailer, if you want to join in the pack. Wait till you see our reactions. Feel free to do so, because we will definitely be doing that here on Road to Part 2 every Wednesday. Starks, where can the good people find you?
Well, first off, if you're listening, I appreciate it. Or if you're still watching, my apologies. Or listening, if you're on one of those things, podcast services. But you can find me on the good old YouTubes at the Starks. As well as Twitter, where I frequently post stuff here and there.
And of course, you can find me links below to the PlayStation Source Discord as well as the Twitter. You can follow us both on there. We are pretty active here on the Discord, as well as you can follow our anchor link down below in the description, where you can see the different links that we are on for various podcast services. If you want to listen to this show as well as our other podcast, Cross Circle, in long form audio format, you can do so whether you're in the car, cooking, perhaps cleaning, perhaps killing someone. You know what I'm saying? You can listen to our podcast while you do any of those luxurious things. Make sure also to check out the channel for other videos, of course, revolving around PlayStation content. Like the video if you enjoyed it, as well as stay subscribed to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. Thank you for watching, and as always,
greatness awaits.
Last is Part 2 awaits. Last is Part 2 does await.
It does.